down, really take some time to figure out how to deal with players who are playmakers like Mark by 8, because that's what they're up against here.
We're going to find out. The qualifying match begins now. Off the kickoff, Al Dente picks this one up, looking for a quick goal, but ARG there on the defense. And big thing to watch for is the pitch control by ARG. Can they continue that? We're getting demoed as a response. There was a shot available for Sebadam and could not put it on target.
And we have been watching ARG for 2 series in a row now. You already know they're going to have some solid midfield defense. And actually, how about a wide open net from their own half? Hello?
ARG, explain.
Explain?
ClayX gets a boomer downfield. Mark by 8 is like, oh yeah, I don't need to touch this. Everyone else is up. Not much more you can write home about it. Other teams against ARG today, it's been the same thing. ARG have just found a lot of open nets today.
To be fair, that really could be Nordavind. Like they were talking about on the desk, they've had to wait a little bit since they had to get here. So they definitely might need one to warm up, but unfortunately in a best of 5, you don't have as much time as you would like as you would in a best of 7, so they're going to have to step that up pretty much right now, and it's ClayX to clear.
And game 1s can really be that feeler game no matter how long you've been playing in a tournament. Every matchup is different against different teams. Trying to carry it out as data here, but Mark by 8, well, Nordavind are going to have an answer for him. His challenges have been, 100% today, and they may continue to be. The shot right to Al Dente. Mark by 8 picks up the corner boost. ClayX, a light shot, and boomed away.
ClayX was definitely thinking about throwing the changeup there because everybody from Nordavind, you saw them all turn in towards that ball, and you thought that just maybe he might have been able to make everyone think they could clear that the best way, and they all just beat each other.
Al Dente ends up winning, but it's really a win for ARGs. ClayX takes control, and the rest of Nordavind, it was just a challenge that bought some time, and Nordavind did get control back. And we know ARG are capable of holding 1-goal leads, as they have. We saw them earlier 2 games ago against May Contain Nuts, Marked by 8, flying back to make a save, but
some miscommunication.
Careful, that shot is just off wide. Al Dente flipping that one up.
Yeah, Mark by 8, as he took that ball out to the corner, he was expecting his teammate that was in the net to go follow it. You saw him stop on the back wall and wiggle a little bit, thinking someone's going to go get it. Nobody did. Thankfully, they got out unscathed, but they looked clean in their previous series, but even little hiccups like that, Nordavind is definitely a team to punish, but Mark by 8 currently right in front of the net, followed through from GCR on the midfield line. Data has him beat fast back the other way, and ClayX to buy time, and he does just that.
Able to win that first challenge, giving way for GCR, and Mark by 8, he pinches it off the top of Mark's car. The pass straight down, flying in with Sebadam, able to tie the game up by 1.
A nice aggressive challenge from Sebadam here on the midfield. Al Dente, beautiful pass to the top of the box. ClayX, you can try all you want, but that's perfect placement from Sebadam. Anywhere into the middle of the net, that's not towards that left-hand side, 100% getting saved. Great aggression and nice placement.
ARG, in the back end, you talk about Nordavind having a 2-hour rest. ARG have put in a marathon on this lower bracket run, and that can also be taxing on a team. Your fingers start slipping a little bit. Just that getting tired is definitely a factor in the play-ins every single season. Right now, holding their own. Al Dente can't get back to this ball, Marked by 8. Forcing Sebadam up for the play, and there will be no follow-up for ARG, at least quickly, as Sebadam wraps it around 1. Marked by 8. Shot is saved by Al Dente, flipping up to make an incredible effort.
And he is the guy in charge of buying time and space, and a nice save from Marked by 8, tipped out to the corner for ClayX. But Al Dente, I talked about it a little bit on the desk. That's the guy who's responsible for getting space to work with for Nordavind, and he's done a nice job of that here in this game number 1.
GCR able to win that midfield challenge, but still Nordavind look to press. And a boomer by ARG forces them back again. And right now it's been pretty neutral as far as the boost battle has been. ARG have been able to get a corner boost every now and then, but Nordavind have been able to equalize it by getting the other. And midfield boost, it hasn't been a one-sided affair, and time has flown by in game number 1.
Nice shot.
A great shot from GCR, putting it in off the backboard, 2-1.
So on the line, Mark by 8 was actually harassing Al Dente a little bit, and it slows his reaction time as he was thinking about to go challenge that in the corner. And if it bought just enough time where Al Dente knew he couldn't go out there and challenge, he had to take his chances in the net. And GCR, again, technical prowess on display, finds the back.
Kicked out by Al Dente on the plate. Data trying to chase it down straight. Al Dente gets the demo, opens the net. No! Light. Mark by 8 able to make the save.
Nice save from Mark by 8. Follow-up challenge, though. Still a hard press here from Nordavind. They need to win the next couple of challenges. Time is ticking.
Oh, and Data trying to force the issue. Sebadam is there. GCR tries to keep this ball close, but pressing his Data on the play. Off the corner, Mark by 8's forced up. You're causing ARG to scramble on defense here. Can they find their way towards the box?
That's a welcome clear.
They hang on with that clear as time expires. One more chance. Pass over to Sebadam. Puts it just above the crossbar.
Can they recover?
Free for Data.
Oh, mama!
0 seconds tie game.
Oh, GCR didn't think it was possible at all. Sebadam and Al Dente double commit. Mark by 8 pixels away from getting the clear out to the midfield line. Just misplayed it. And the man rotating into the net, he was driving too fast to hit the brakes. And a hero 0-second goal.
Al Dente looking. He found Sebadam. ARG, GCR trying to keep this close. Al Dente able to win that challenge on the back wall. A couple of times ARG have really tried to force this issue in the corner, but the pass over to Clay X looking for it. Can't find the beat on the ball. For now, hunting was Clay X, but Data had him the whole way.
And again, Mark by 8 controlling those midfield boosts, making it very difficult for Nordavind to have enough resources to make an attack stick. But again, Al Dente finding space to work with from the back wall and passes to the top of the box. He's got 2 defenders stuck, and Mark by 8 going to secure his own corner boost and not allow any boost-off situations. But here he comes. He's just off the mark, not far enough forward. But the pressure, a little bit of give there from Nordavind, and a nice clear from ARG.
And now Dente needed to make that touch. It's not enough to buy time, and they're going to have to fly back. It's Data having to make the save there. He does. And again, Nordavind thwart another assault by ARG. They've been hanging on. Al Dente, well, he lost against Mark by 8 here. One more to beat. Flips it over, and Data gets
Play X?
Play X is there.
Oh, no.
Crossbar, still in danger in the box, and Data going to carry it out. And still Nordavind.
Heartbreak for ARG. Really start to wonder. That 0-second goal takes a lot out of you. With a big equalizer back the other way, and Sebadam can't find the tight angle. And that could have been a huge mental blow, because ARG definitely feel like they deserve this one. Clay X trying to muscle it home, and GCR gives some ground in the midfield. Nice possession-based attempt from Clay X, but Sebadam with a nice challenge.
And now running forward, Data off the ceiling. Mark by 8 trying to find the challenge. Available was Sebadam. Oh, Clay X gave up possession to Al Dente off the backboard, looking for the shot. He's got it! Goal for Nordavind. They take game 1.
And it all came down to, could they hang on to this ball? Clay X expecting someone to be right on top of him. Unfortunately, he sets it on a platter. And Al Dente, he's got the man beat to the back wall. GCR can only watch and look up and ask forgiveness. And Al Dente had done.
And so, again, you said it earlier, ARG, they felt like this game was theirs. Then that 0-second goal off of the backboard where no one was able to contest, it really just killed them here. And you'll see it right here. The quick pass out that sets it up, and then putting it up high, just missing
Mark.
the touch was Mark. Usually he finds that touch, couldn't do it there, and it cost him.
He's been tasked with a lot today, and especially in the past couple series where we've seen him. One small mistake, and again, GCR just driving too fast into the net, was not expecting to have to make a save at all. And perfect placement at 0 seconds from Data behind the defender. And Nordavind eke out the win in overtime, and honestly, I think they absolutely stole game number 1 away from ARG.
Yeah, I mean, they stole it. Absolutely. I think that, again, we talk a lot about the only resource in the game, boost. So how did the boost battle go? It really felt even for the most part. No one was really able to put extended pressure on the other team. Both teams played well defensively for the most part. Where they got beat was the transition most of the time.
Yeah, the transition game is always very powerful, but ARG overall, great pressure all throughout. Mark by 8 making sure not to let the higher seed Nordavind ever put them in a position where they didn't have resource to make anything happen, except right at the end at 0 seconds where it's just one misplay, and then in that overtime where they did get caught on that rotation back. And Al Dente with perfect placement into the net. So what are you going to do here in ARG? Now's the time to show your stuff, because you've been on a tear. 2-3-0 sweeps, and you get handed your first loss in a while.
And when you feel that loss, you start to feel the marathon you've been on, trying to reset the gear, see if they can fight back. But every game that this goes, you feel like a 4-game, maybe 5-game set will be really tough for ARG to handle, but they're off the kickoff handling the offense well as GCR catches this one out and keeps it away, forcing Nordavind to go wide. Quick pass out, but Al Dente's there and picking up all the boost. Has a shot. Data goal for Nordavind.
And Mark by 8 was trying to figure out a way to cut down this passing angle. He saw that one kick right out, and he knew he had the guy behind him. And he actually takes a great line back to the net, pretty much down the center line. He can go left, right, or deal with it. But that is just too much power in just the right spot to where you can't really maneuver your car anyway. Expert shot from Data.
And ARG forced to make a touch out, but Data was waiting for it. Mark by 8. Can't get set up, but it does give way for Clay X, who just nails it against the back wall and it's met with Nordavind's own boomer.
And I've been talking a lot about Mark by 8 for sure, but that's because he's been playing some excellent Rocket League. But got to give a lot of credit to a lot of kudos to Clay X as well. As on the offensive third, he's been making a fair amount of difficult challenges and keeping the ball stuck on the orange side. You should be right here for this and just give another opportunity to ARG. And a nice demo from GCR. Sebadam is in full damage control mode, and that is a nice delayed flick coming off the back wall to beat the first man, which was the most crucial touch.
He gives a breath for a second, allows Nordavind just to get set on the midfield line. Challenged again by Clay X. Data looking for that pass close, but that was a dangerous touch. The closest by a mile was an ARG car. But it is cleared away by Nordavind for now. Mark by 8 trying to get it going. He got clipped on the backside by Data. Nothing too much just yet. You see a lot of these balls, they'll hit them high, trying to force a defender up and force that mistouch. Marked by 8. You won't see a lot of those out of him.
Stole it.
Great win off the crossbar and in. Tie game for ARG.
And this is purely just Marked by 8, just pressing forward, not allowing Data to do whatever he wants for free. That's saying put it anywhere but here. Unfortunately, Data didn't really have too many options, and Marked by 8 just picked his pocket. Words are hard.
And for Nordavind, putting on pressure off the kickoff, a touchdown. Trying to tee it down for Data on the play. 7M forced back to his own corner. He does win against Marked by 8 and kicks it by Clay X, flying up as Data throws it back towards midfield. Al Dente is there. The shot just off the post. No good. ARG. Thank you, fourth man.
The idea was right there. Thank you, fourth man is right. Because this placement was near perfect, but a free ball for Marked by 8 right towards Al Dente. But here comes GCR to keep the drive alive for ARG, and he'll get a second chance to pass to the midfield. Marked by 8 was cutting it a little too sharp and couldn't react in time.
On Nordavind, they're panicking a little bit on defense here. 2 double commits in a row. Doesn't cost them. They had resources to follow it up right after. ARG had to retreat. The only reason they didn't get punished for it. Al Dente cutting off the pass over to Clay X. Clay X finds it anyway from Marked by 8. Now they move around to the corner. He didn't get the ball. He did get the boost.
Still making great challenges from Clay X. Just there were so many opportunities right there for ARG to lose the ball and get put in an awkward spot on transition. And just his ability to get right on front of a ball and make sure not to get beat. Unfortunately, he did just miss one right there, but already ARG ready back on defense. And Clay X's offensive third presence has been just about as good as Marked by 8's on the midfield line.
And for ARG, GCR played a much bigger role in previous matches against Nordavind. He's been quieter. He hasn't made any mistakes. If there's all you can ask of him, answers the bell. GCR takes the lead for ARG.
And just another challenge from GCR. Sebadam gives it up, and Al Dente expecting Sebadam to go for that challenge. He was headed towards the corner to go cut off a pass. and he had to hit the brakes real fast to make an attempt to try and stop that one. Just couldn't get there in time, and that's just a nice give and go from Mark by 8 to GCR.
ARG, well, they're in a similar spot they were in game 1, up 2-1, about a minute left.
The only disaster.
Only difference was a 0-second effort at the end that gave Nordavind a win in overtime. Sebadam trying to get back to this. He wasted everything to try to get back to that ball. Mark by 8. Couldn't find his way around.
Oh, free ball for Al Dente. Picked a great spot off the back wall. Mark by 8, not a good clear. Sebadam can put this one away, and GCR, a great stop coming out of the corner. Al Dente put it in the best possible place to give his team a solid chance. And that is just quality defense from ARG to recover from that one.
And almost a chance for ARG to go the other way. They were too slow on the transition. Now it's Nordavind putting a shot on target. Mark by 8, able to make the save. Not quite out of the woods as they lost the challenge to Sebadam. Ball falling towards Mark by 8.
Oh, another great chance.
Save. Great pass from Data. Oh, and it blocked. Clay X standing tall in net. Able to keep the scoreline 2-1, 10 seconds left. Nordavind still hunting.
It's all the same.
Against Clay X. Up high, Mark by 8 clears it away. Can they do it? Nordavind can't. ARG seal the deal in game 2 and tie the series.
Oh man, Nordavind, talk about chance creation in the final couple of seconds. That last 45 was a beautiful display of winning a challenge, catching the clear, and not throwing it right back to where it came from. Get it towards the top of the box. Give your teammate a chance. And Nordavind did just that, but Mark by 8, Clay X, GCR, lock it down. Quality defense in the final 45, but Nordavind, that was a scary-looking offense, and you got to respect it if you're ARG moving into game number 3. Here's the swing game, Jorby. This is it. This is the one that I think matters the most, of course. We talked about it a little bit in CRL. If it's 1-1, this is the one that puts the pressure on your opposition to play the perfect game of Rocket League because you're out of lives. You're in the lower bracket. This is your chance to qualify for Rival Series. And you cannot afford to drop this game and put even more pressure on yourself than there already is.
Absolutely. And for Nordavind, it's not like Nordavind played a bad game. It was just a couple of key balls that really got away from them. And, you know, sometimes that just happens at this level of play. You're feeling the pressure from ARG. They have to find a way to keep possession in those situations because ARG are hunting right now, and their offense has woken up in a big way, and they've generated so much pressure so far.
So much pressure is right. And Nordavind, going into this game number 3, again, a lot of expectation for me on Al Dente. He's the guy that I said he's the one who will get space for his team to be successful. He tried at the latter half of that game. You got to see it all the way through here in game number 3, and let's see how it plays out.
The crux in the series, looking for advantage. That all-important buffer game in a best-of-5 series. Mark by 8 off the kickoff. Looking off the backboard for Clay X, and it's ARG. They answer first. 1-0.
The kickoff just gone wrong. They try and get it on a quick transition and just beat themselves, really. And ARG just say, we'll take that, and they go on transition and score instead.
And you got to think if they keep finding those spaces like that where you're catching the other team out of position, it's just that challenge game that has been consistent. Talk about Fireburner being 90-10 on challenges, and it feels like ARG is 100-0 right now in all of the games we've seen them play. A double commit by Nordavind on the offensive half. That puts Al Dente in a tough spot, but the ball right into him in the corner, and he makes another great challenge. Plenty of time bought for Nordavind to get reset.
But how do they hang on to this ball? That's the real question. They can win the first challenge, but it's gaining possession that's going to make the difference. And here's a free ball for Al Dente, one at the back post. And GCR with a quality stop. There's a demo in the net, a nice hole to work with, and GCR wisely back into the corner instead of putting that ball into the dangerous part of the middle of the pitch where they had offense lurking.
GCR really trying to make Sebadam think about where he was going with that ball still. Nordavind playing in the corner here. Mark by 8 gets a touch out, forces Nordavind back towards their own box. Taking his own pass out.
All right, free ball.
In midfield, got the pass in the corner as well, but tough going. The angle was close. Still, it was a loose ball in the third. Data tried to force it through, and it ended up being just a roller out that ClayX now picked up for ARG.
And just watching Al Dente so far, really trying to make sure he doesn't take himself too far out of position, but there was a breakdown in communication. Al Dente was on the goal line, and he half-flipped to catch this ball off the wall, and Data just took it away and didn't get a good clear. And that's a small breakdown in communication, because Data's got to tell him, I'm coming into net, or even if he did, then he's got to make a much better clear than that. That one's on Data all the way. Al Dente had a clean catch out towards the corner and probably a clear off the sidewall.
And it's 2 for 2 for ARG on their shots and goals. Nordavind really have only found a corner to play with in the blue half. And again, Data just trying to buy some time, marked by 8. A touch out to GCR, looking for a pass out, and he doesn't get one. Sebadam up for Al Dente, has a touch, a light one right in front of marked by 8. Data now off the back wall, coming in, the shot blocked by ClayX, flying in on the play, and keeping the ball away is Data. Ends up bumping both the opponent and his teammate to get control of the ball.
Ooh.
But ends up giving it up to ARG.
Al Dente allowed time for the offense of ARG to get once again geared up for a push, and now it's an awkward spot. They had the lower half of the net. Thankfully, the first opportunity misses and allows Al Dente to recover and clear the second opportunity. But they can't find this clear against the sidewall. They're going to have to control their own corner boost. They cannot get boost starved right now, or ARG will break them down. And Sebadam with a welcome clear, pass to the middle, actually a shot towards the back post, and an easy stop if a double commit for ARG. Can they get this one to stick?
Wow.
For Nordavind?
Good challenge by Al Dente. Pass out to Data from Sebadam. Looking for another one off the corner. He won that challenge for Al Dente. Can he get it going even further? No, it's played out to the corner again. It's been a scrum on this left corner for Nordavind. They can't get anything in front of the box. They had one solid shot come out of that and nothing else. ARG thwarted. And Nordavind forced on the defensive end. ClayX in their face. And they've really been favoring that left corner, Nordavind. They're going to try on the right side here with Al Dente up high. And marked by 8, easily going to clear that to the corner, but this is just for Nordavind to try to get some midfield pitch control.
Oh, big cherry pick here from Al Dente. He won't have an opportunity to get the bump on Mark or the shot. He knew his teammates had the free ball, but now he's got to buy time for everybody, and ClayX, such a nuisance, forcing him to put it in a contested spot. Actually, nobody home, and Mark Payet able to tip that off the back wall. Follow through from GCR, not the greatest clear, and here's an opportunity for Nordavind to really get positioned on offense and make a scary opportunity. Yes, they did, and Al Dente couldn't get high enough, and he pings it off the backboard.
Another one for Al Dente, the pass back over to Data, trying to pull someone from ARG up. No one from ARG going to bite on it off the backboard. Challenged by marked by 8. Again on the defense. Sebadam playing it close. Data's there as well. That one, a laser off the backboard. ClayX can't get there, and Al Dente
playing the block.
He was expecting the touch, and it didn't happen. They still have possession, but Data bought some time here in midfield. Nordavind, they have 24 seconds to get 2 goals. And they've had the ball.
They've been on offense.
They just haven't gotten shots on net. They have 5, and those last 2 shots just happened in the last 30 seconds.
They've been holding on to the ball, though. Like you said, they definitely have possession, but ARG just not willing to give an inch. And also, Nordavind not able to generate the same quality of chances that they were able to at the end of game number 2. Really doing a great job getting the ball away from the sidewalls, out towards the top of the box, into the middle of the pitch. It was really more try and find a hole on the backboard when they had possession right there. And ARG doing a nice job managing the speed, managing the rotations, not getting in each other's way, and just finding another touch to deal with the next onslaught. Because Nordavind was coming at him there in the final minute, maybe minute and a half even. It was great pressure, but just well-managed defense from ARG.
Absolutely, and there were even a couple of times in Nordavind, it's not like there aren't holes on ARG's defense. There was a couple times near the end, about at the minute mark, where you saw the third man on ARG starting to cheat up a little bit, and that can afford you a transition for Nordavind, but they weren't able to find a solid clear. And again, ARG just did a great job playing out to the corner.
Yep.
Like you said, Asheeves, solid rotation. They cut off passes. There were a couple times Data, he had a solid pass out from the opposing corner, but it was always cut off.
The most important thing when you're on defense in Rocket League is to not make a bad touch. Do not ever get a weak touch out towards the top of the box that someone's going to be waiting there to blast at you. Do not ever just like limp take one off the ceiling and just have it come straight down and right into the back of the net. You cannot make a bad touch on defense, and ARG never made a bad touch on defense in that game.
No, absolutely not. And for Nordavind, it's just about finding those infield passing plays that they haven't been able to connect on, trying to get more midfield presence, really trying to work maybe laterally instead of forcing everything to this left corner, which that's just the way the flow of the game has gone for this team. And if they can start to stretch this ARG defense back and forth and use that possession to starve them of resources, Nordavind can absolutely break through here, but this is it. No more lives left. It's 2-1 in the series for ARG. One more win will punch their ticket into the rival series. Nordavind.
Whoa, what a save.
A great save from Al Dente.
And you really want to see, I agree, the middle of the field is the key to success for Nordavind. They can get that ball to the top of the box. That's been some of their best scoring opportunities. And here's one off the back wall, marked by 8 in a bad spot, but nobody home for Nordavind. And that's really what I want to see out of this Nordavind offense. Get the ball away and Al Dente to tip one out to the corner.
And marked by 8, gets by it again. He gets a bump as well. It allows ClayX to get the challenge, and a big double commit is luckily, it's a little better now that Data was able to fly back and make the save, but they're still in a tough spot. Data able to pick up that corner boost, affords some time. Al Dente also with the challenge, gives Nordavind a little bit of space.
And ClayX pressuring as well off the back ball. Nobody there for both teams, actually, but currently ARG with plenty of pressure. Data, solid touch out to the corner. Can he get two? If he'd had, it would have been a marvelous clear, and Sebadam had to make a tough challenge at the top of the box, but Data to recover. And Nordavind will break out back on to the blue half, but for how long? It's how does Al Dente manage this in the midfield, allows his teammates to make sure they're in possession, but as well, it doesn't really clearly get Nordavind the ball either.
Goodbye Al Dente in the corner there as well. Slipping right over, thinking he was going to go under. Al Dente challenge against GCR. He gets a clean touch onto the ball. Sebadam and Al Dente here in midfield. Picks it up off the corner. This is good for Data, and Nordavind score for a second. But Data was able to finish.
You thought old fourth man might have came back for just a second, and just a quality challenge. Sebadam just muscling it right through, marked by 8. He's been such a tough nut to crack anywhere on the pitch, and they finally got one by him. And not only that, it got by him with speed and just beat the man right behind him.
And GCR as well. I know in the previous game I mentioned how it felt like he was a little quieter, but he's definitely just been playing that, you know, the guy who just makes the challenge and lets his teammates do the rest of the work. And ClayX, it's winning that next challenge that allows marked by 8, or sometimes it's marked by 8 doing it. Either way, ARG playing as a cohesive unit overall here against Nordavind. But Nordavind, go ahead.
Well, again, they're just trying to go off this back wall, which they really haven't had much success with as Sebadam tries to find a tight angle. They really need to go back to the end of that game number 2, because you've seen the backboard defense in game number 3 from ARG. You know it's not going to work, but they actually do beat marked by 8. Oh, no. He's been so good on the midfield line. That's 2 in a row.
He gave another one up. Maybe the marathon starting to get to him a little bit. He was a little far up on the midfield.
A little far.
And that touch, all he needed was a little bit of height. A little bit of height. And that's what he got. There was no way Mark was getting to that ball.
I just don't think he respected the power that Data could really get on that ball. And off the kickoff, it's 3-0, and just like that, out of nowhere, Nordavind's cruising.
Welcome back, and they're like, we're not going quietly. 3-0 in the first half, looking to force a game 5. That one off the kickoff, and off of 2 really key errors, we would say marked by 8, but that's just a product of how Nordavind have been able to control the ball.
It's a wake-up call, absolutely, for ARG here in game number 4. In games 2 and 3, Nordavind was only able to put 1 ball in the back of the net. They almost score a 4th, and Al Dente to the back post will not have enough to get by Mark 8 this time around as they try a pinch from ClayX and GCR, and they will get it all the way back to the orange side of the field, but ARG definitely going to be scratching their heads. It was a swing of maybe, 50 seconds, and out of nowhere, they're down by 3.
Yeah, it came really out of nowhere. ARG right in front of the box. They couldn't find a shot. And I talked about it right before game 4 a little bit about how ARG, they were tending to push up at the end of game number 3, and you felt like Nordavind could capitalize on it. They absolutely have. And the demo on the back end will keep things open for Nordavind, looking for a fourth goal. That shot light. GCR gets bumped. Net open.
Oh.
KX.
Did ClayX just mind game Data on that challenge? Data was absolutely trying to dunk him into oblivion and take him right into the blue net, and he just cut out towards the side of the field, and Data just sailed right by the ball.
A quick pass out over to Data. Unmarked by 8. He finds the boost, but more importantly, he missed the ball on the play. Doesn't mount anything here for Nordavind, but you have less than a minute to go for ARG. And it's looking like we may have game number 5. ClayX just trying to keep the ball away from Nordavind on defense. Data picks it up. GCR, can he get a goal? You feel like they have a chance. You got to score now. Mark off on the backboard. No good.
Yeah, that needed to be it. Game number 4 will definitely be out of reach. And, you know, I said you can never make a bad touch on defense. I don't really think ARG ever made a bad touch on defense. They either, 1, didn't make the touch, or 2, just straight lost a challenge against that corner marked by 8.
Hey, man, you can't make a bad touch if you don't hit the ball.
You can't make a bad touch if you don't hit the ball. That is true. But
either way, a great response by Nordavind in game number 4. And it's Data popping off as the goal scorer. A hat trick for him. Getting that last one off the kickoff. Al Dente, also a force in the midfield. He picked up an assist. And Sebadam, also 2 assists for him. So everybody getting involved on this Nordavind offense in game number 4. And they take this to match point, game 5. Winner goes to the rival series.
Well, I said get the ball into the middle of the pitch for Nordavind. They really didn't have to do it. They just threw it into the corner some more. And this time around in game 4, it happened to work. So they beat Mark by 8 off the midfield line for 1 goal. They win a challenge against Mark off the corner. We're going to go ahead and take a look at that third goal, that 2-minute and 30-second mark or so, where they found one off the kickoff. And they just beat 2 players on that cheat up, and that is the one that really put the game away. ARG trying to play aggressive on that kickoff, trying to get themselves right back into the game. You can see ClayX go out to the corner, and it did go his way, but the delayed cheat from Nordavind ends up paying off because they beat that really aggressive cheat from ARG where they're trying to get the ball to stick in one position or roll out the way the guy turns. And Nordavind plays a little more passive because they got the lead, and it extended that lead.
And really, it's a high value decision for Data to cheat up on that kickoff when after you get that second goal, it's like we have a chance to really take control of this game on that. And you know, it was a great kickoff win for them. Data just took advantage, and like you said, he had them beat. So game 5 for ARG, I still think that kickoff really wasn't what did ARG in. It was playing a little bit too far up for Mark, not respecting the power that Nordavind have, and they made them pay on the transition a couple of times. So, you know, for ARG, just a little bit farther back for the third man, a little bit wider on the rotation, and maybe those goals don't go in. Yeah,
maybe they don't go in, but either way, I don't really think they were able to generate anywhere near as much offense as they were used to in games 2 and 3. So game 5, first minute, very telling. You're going to have to see ARG really step it up from what happened last game. Got to start winning the challenges as GCR does exactly that and puts one in off the kickoff.
Respond to a shutout 5 seconds in with a kickoff goal of your own. GCR does it here, and this is it for these teams. All your work up until this point, getting to top 128 and playing for however many hours today, all leads down to one single game, 5 minutes of Rocket League. And it comes away.
It always feels like the start of game number 5 when one team's had the better of the other team in the middle of the series, and then a game 4 like that happens. It always feels like game 5, every team gets a shot of adrenaline, and you feel like that speed just comes out for everybody, and it's going to be an incredibly aggressive game, I feel.
And catching it out is Data. He's got Sebadam on the wing, off the back wall. Sebadam slams it in. Tie game for Nordavind.
And Mark by 8 on the line, charged again with buying time. He knows he's in a 2-on-1. He has to watch Sebadam as he crosses the top of the box. He needs to make sure he's not getting demoed. He's got to keep his eyes on the man dribbling in Data. And eventually, he did a little wiggle line on the move, or a little wiggle move on the line, and Data just put it right off the back wall, and he couldn't go get it.
ARG, that response, Nordavind has been able to do a couple times in this series. Trying to possess here is marked by 8. Let's win one challenge, but Sebadam is the first to follow. Now GCR kicks this up high and calculated.
Ball.
Pass right in front, marked by 8. Passes blocked from the shot from ClayX. They're coming in, plenty of time for GCR. Off the corner, boomed away. No follow-up coming. GCR looking for a bump. Gone and cleared by Sebadam.
And ClayX not having quite as much effectiveness on the offensive third in those challenges as he was earlier on in the series. Able to beat that first man, which was so crucial for ARG, getting a ton of extra opportunities earlier on in the series, but it seems Nordavind have got a bit more of a handle on things now as we continue on here, but GCR threads the needle, and that will just be kicked aside. Sebadam able to race back out of the corner. Thought he might have put that one in.
Absolutely, but that's not a great touch from GCR. Al Dente hits it off the ceiling, shot followed up, and coming down from the skies is marked by 8 to make a save and keep the game tied.
But a dangerous double commit, and they are fortunate that the touch out to the corner was the one that happened, because that other one came out, it was going right to the top of the box, and I already said, you can never make a bad touch on defense. That definitely would have been a bad touch.
Out the corner, marked by 8, off the back wall, flying in is GCR, and he was just too far back to have a beat on the play. It's not over. ClayX trying to get back to it, flipped under, but it wasn't the best touch from Al Dente. He tried to find Sebadam, now marked by 8.
Nice pass.
Shot, goal! GCR takes the lead for ARG.
This is marked by X. He's been struggling on defense, but here he just makes Data think way too hard, and he just forces him to wait too long. He's buying time for GCR to get in position. He's waiting until the last possible moment to beat the guy who came up to challenge him. And that is just, again, the brilliant mind games of marked by 8.
Nordavind on the kickoff. Data. Able to control there. It's a good touch from him and allows Al Dente to come in. Flipped up by Sebadam. You can only really just hope that it gets back out to the corner for Data. It does. It's another good touch off the backboard, but midfield is controlled by Nordavind right now. And going forward, the shot doesn't ever materialize. ClayX now in midfield, but you saw ClayX. He can't really push forward any farther than he is. 2 players on ARG. 25, now 2 players with 0 boosts, but finally picking up a midfield boost for ARG. They needed that as Nordavind have been really peppering this backboard. And marked by 8, forced to have to make this touch out the corner. They've been struggling to really get consistent pressure on the offensive end and buy them some more time. They do have the lead for now.
Data.
And Data almost caught out on the play. Luckily, ClayX couldn't put it on target.
Well, Data was about to get demoed, and he didn't want to just jump and then give away a free opportunity, so he decided to cut into the net, but that alone offered another opportunity. As Sebadam gets beat, Data again caught edging forward, won't make it back. Marked by 8 puts him up by 2, and ARG have the lead.
Trying to get that touch. Sebadam just undercuts it a little bit, took the launch angle and went off a little bit too far to the left. Couldn't even get a touch onto the ball, and Data was expecting at least a challenge to happen there, which is why he was so far up on the play. Left the net wide open for Mark by 8.
Big miss.
And a huge miss. Almost puts Nordavind back within 1. It doesn't happen just yet. Data falling back down. Double commit by ARG. Still a chance for Nordavind.
Pressure as nice cleared from GCR, but a beautiful catch from Al Dente. Pass to Data, and ClayX is there to meet it. They want the demo in the midfield line. They'll force Al Dente off the ball, but it actually spins him out in the proper direction. And they're trying to force things through, but GCR, patient as always, waiting on the backfield. They know they don't have to press too hard for ARG. You're unlikely to see an amazingly hard press here because they just have to lock down on defense, control their own corner boost, maybe take away one of the midfields, and they should be able to lock this down.
40 seconds left for Nordavind in Game 5. ARG have responded. Every shot blocked that Nordavind has put on, and it hasn't been a lot of them, only 4.
Ooh.
And a good touch off the backboard, but no immediate pressure. ClayX gave it away. Back to Data, 2 wide out to the side. Still Al Dente tries to put it up.
Data doesn't have boost to go for it. He had to leave, and that is precious time wasted, but a great demo allows another opportunity.
And touchdown. GCR can't get a touch. Sebadam has to get back to this ball. He can't. Marked by 8 gets a big clear. One more chance for Nordavind to score with time left. ARG, an incredible lower bracket run to punch their ticket to the European Rival Series. Welcome.
And a well-deserved win for ARG. Welcome is absolutely right. It looked a little dicey after that game number 4, but they got him with an early goal. They started off the best possible way off the kickoff in game number 5. GCR going straight to the middle and then right into the net. And here's that big go-ahead goal later on in the match. And just absolutely brilliant pressure from ARG.
Absolutely, and we saw that in this entire series. Really, it was only game 4 that Nordavind took complete control of the game, and every other game, win or lose, ARG always felt like they were in it and they were about to win. If game 1, that 0-second goal doesn't happen, maybe this is a 3-game set and ARG sweep Nordavind, but you just got to give credit to Nordavind on that, being able to rise to the challenge in overtime and make this a series. And they made it a series, no doubt, but ARG just stood the test. The marathon in the lower bracket, you love seeing these kind of lower bracket runs, and they did an excellent job here.
That is the best part about ARG. We felt like the first game we saw them on stream, not tested on defense. In game number 2, a little bit more coming out against full YOLO and Prey. That was the definition of, okay, you're going to have to deal with some things. And game number 3 versus Nordavind, great defense, always able to generate some quality goal-scoring opportunities. It got away from him at points, but overall, they locked it down. They proved that they have a quality defense, and most of all, they kept solid offense across all 3 series.
ARG, move on. We're not done yet. There are still more teams trying to fight their way into the rival series. We'll see who gets there after the break.